Hi everybody, how are you today? We're back at pattern-collections.com to find a new pattern. Just want to remind you, because today is Monday, that if you want to help keep this website running, if you would have an extra couple of bucks to pass on to Ina to help the website, she would appreciate it. She does not ask me to do this. She has never commented or questioned it or said stop, but she's never said go. I just do this of my own will to just tell you that she does an awesome job keeping this website running, and it's expensive. And so if you have a buck or two, $5, $10, $20, another amount, if you only have $1, that's cool. If you are blessed this season and you have 50 bucks or 100 bucks, that's even cooler. But all donations are well worth it and accepted. You can make it a monthly donation if you have the money. If you don't, that's cool. If you don't have money at all and you can't contribute, that's okay too. I just wanted to bring this up so for those who have the means, if you'd be able to help support this website, that would be spectacular. And now I'm going to go to Pattern Focus. I'm going to scroll down to the one I want to do today, which I've passed by owls and pumpkins and witches' hats because, you know, that's not November. And yes, I'm doing October's prompts in November. That's how I work. For those of you who've been around for a while, you know that. Rota Mirrored is the next pattern. And it looks like this. And the prompt is mushroom. And I stood here and I thought, I don't see a mushroom in any way, shape, or form. Don't know how to do this as mushroom. And then I thought, well, maybe the, oh, excuse me, I've got a cough. Oh, pardon me. That maybe the inside of this kind of looks like the underside of a mushroom. I'm not too sure how they got the prompt mushroom for this particular pattern. But then I thought to myself, you know what? I can do something completely not this. So I'm going to show you the pattern, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to stop and think about it, and I'm going to do it all in pencil to start with. So the first thing we got to do is we need to make ourselves a green pencil grid. And what I thought was interesting too is even though the grid is in pencil, they left it in the final artwork. You don't have to if you're using a pencil grid. But anyways, make your grid in pencil. Make it so you can see it. There we go. And then we're going to do like cut off the corner here, 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 and here in a 4 square, and then do it the same on every square. So it kind of looks like that. You end up with a box in the middle, just how it ends up. Okay. And then the next step is to go from these cut off pieces to the center like that. So we're going to make a V shape going across the edge and down into the middle. Okay, kind of like a windmill, that sort of shape. And then the next thing they have you do is do this between, where you do this one, and then you come back and you do this one, and then you come back and do this one, and this one, like that, and you do it in all of the spots, okay? Like so. Now I'm wondering if I should stop at that point and try to figure out a mushroom inspired something from that point. And I think I might. I don't know. And then the next thing is to go in here and do these stripes really close together. Almost filled in completely, but not quite. So that your finished artwork looks like that. Oh, and I see they did erase the grid here. So I guess they don't keep the grid. It just looks like you keep the grid because of the way these lines are. They kept some of their lines. I don't know. So when I was looking at this artwork, it didn't really scream to me mushroom. But this one's not bad. This here. So I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it in pencil. Then I'm going to put lines where I want lines. And then I'm going to erase everything else. And I may erase parts of the pattern. And that's okay. Because we do CPT here, which is creative pattern tangling. And which means that you do what you want to do. And the pattern itself is just a base for your artwork. It is not the be all and end all, and you have to do it exactly the way it shows. That is 100% true. So what I'm going to do, I've got myself a little piece of paper that I've already decorated with some like mica sprays that are kind of a browny mushroomy color. So I thought I would be inspired maybe by that. I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler to make myself a border. It's not going to be perfect because I'm not measuring anything. I'm just eyeballing it. But I am using the edge of the grid right on the edge of here to make my line actually straight on the page. But the distance between here and here is just kind of eyeballed. Something like that. And then I'm going to divide this in approximately quarters, like so. And approximately quarters like so. They might not be square. That's okay too. They might be rectangles and they might not be all the same size. You could measure if you want. That's cool. Go for it. You do you, boo-boo. I don't tend to do that just because it just... I'm more organic, meaning sloppy. So, if you guys know me, I don't usually take the time to measure. I have done so in the past, and then by the time I'm done drawing, you can't tell that I spent all that extra time measuring, so I've kind of given up on it. Okay, so they're more rectangular. That's okay. And so the first step is to do the outer corners from one square, kind of like so. About like that. And then go toward the middle. I'm going to do it all in one step. And I'm just doing it super light in pencil. I'm not pressing hard. You can almost not see this just because I'm not too sure what I want to do yet. So I'm going to go ahead and plan it out in pencil. I know I will get a lot of new followers from people who enjoy the Zentangle method, and you absolutely can use the patterns that we have on Pattern Dash Collections to use it in your Zentangle art, and I don't begrudge that at all. I have no problems with Zentangle artists, but I want you to know that I personally, and those who have created the CPT and Pattern Dash Collections, Ina, Nicole, some others, we don't follow the Zentangle method. So, you know, if you are here from the Zentangle community, welcome. But please don't say, well, you're not following Zentangle, because we know we're not, because that's the whole point. We're not. We know that. We are well aware. So we don't use, there are some terminologies that we don't follow, some practices we don't follow. And one of those practices is, yes, we allow our artists, well, not allow, we choose as artists to plan out in pencil if we want to. We choose to not follow the strict methodology. We choose to not always use square pages, although I do tend to like the square, but I don't always. There's all sorts of things that we don't do. We're not using strings. I understand the point and the method of the strings. Mostly when I'm doing my work here on my channel, I'm doing a single pattern anyways, so you know, it doesn't matter. But and sometimes I will use guidelines to give myself an idea of where I want to go, compositional marks, but we don't use that terminology. So I'm just letting you know. Don't come for me, don't hate me in the comments, please. I love you guys and your artwork. We just don't see eye to eye on some things, and that's okay. I have moved along to somewhere else. Okay, so now I have to decide, am I going to do the betweed type thing where we do that fold? Or am I going to do something else? How do I see a mushroom in this picture is really what I'm thinking about. Because I could do this. This is that folded technique where you go like so. Or do I see a mushroom in the pattern like that? I think I do. I think I want to do this and go like this. Like that maybe? if I go inwards with my V and go like that, that reminds me more of a mushroom. Let me draw that first. Excuse me. Wow. Congesty again today. I think before I come out here and do drawing, I should sing some songs, maybe warm up my voice. Okay, I'm not gonna draw any of the grid lines in pen. I am going to draw these ones, but instead of drawing straight lines here, I'm going to draw them with a curve, and then I'm going to curve outward this line here too. So it's going to end up like this. Curve and a curve and a curve. So I did what if I made those straight lines, these straight lines, into curves. Often we ask ourselves, what if? And we change up the patterns based on a what if question. So what if I curve these lines? Like that. They look like golf tees. That's okay. And I'm really surprised I'm drawing with this pen. I didn't think about it. I should be drawing with my PN pen on this paper because I've done that mica powder, but I don't have a lot of it on this particular page. It's mostly over here, so I think I'm going to get away with it. But I didn't think about it. And I could have drawn with brown. And maybe I will still do that. I will change over. I'll finish what I'm doing here. And switched over to a brown pen for the rest. You can do that. Multiple colors of pens in one artwork. Remember to turn your page and not your wrist to make everything easier for you to draw. I'm working on a lesson plan for January. Beginning of the year, we're going to do we are definitely going to do like new beginnings and do beginner pattern lessons. I'm going to like start from the beginning. And I think that's going to be helpful for some people. For those of you who are more advanced, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do new beginnings like every other video maybe, so that those who are more advanced can not just sit through a ton of beginner stuff, because you guys might not need it. Where's my brown? I want my light brown. That's not a PN pen. Don't I have light brown in a PN pen? I have all sorts of pens. That's a lighter brown in a pen. There we go. So I think I do like that betweed, but I don't think I want it everywhere. I think I'm going to do it just inside here, because this looks like the underside of a mushroom right here. So maybe we'll do that betweed look. Let me look at the pattern again. Okay, yeah, so it goes from here yeah, okay, so let's do it this way. Do it like that, and then like this, coming upward and a little arched. Like that. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do it here. Maybe this is what the person who created the prompts, I think that was Scrapping Shell this month. Was it? I don't know. What she was thinking about when she did prompts. Yeah, I'm going to leave it just like that. We're going to do that one, and then this one. Just like this. If you guys have never done this particular technique, I believe this pattern, I believe in the Zentangle community, is called betweed. I think in the CPT community it is a technique called folded. I believe. I could be wrong. I'm often wrong. Don't quote me on anything. So as I'm drawing today, it is Halloween Day. Yes, you are going to see this in the middle of November, but I'm drawing on Halloween. I actually have today off from work, which is awesome because Halloween has never been my favorite holiday. It's just never been my thing. Even when I was young, yeah, I enjoyed going to Halloween stuff with my friends, but it was more of just I enjoy hanging out with my friends. It wasn't because it was Halloween. A lot of people get really into Halloween, and I don't begrudge you for that. That's cool. If that's your thing, you know, it's just like a lot of people get really into sports, like the Dodgers winning the World Series, go blue, but, you know, it's not really my thing. Sports are not really my thing either, but I can see you know, the enthusiasm. And I can see the enthusiasm for the Halloween, you know, dressing up and costumes and so forth. My niece and her kids, they're just costume people. They love to dress up. The kids dress up, even when it's not Halloween. The kids dress up in all sorts of dress up clothes and costume, and they just love to do that. And more power to them. It's just never been my thing. And when I was young, I think I had the same costume for like 4 or 5 years because I just couldn't bother to do anything different because it just wasn't my thing. I didn't care. And eventually my friends started to tease me enough that, you know, you've been this thing, you've worn those same costume for many, many years. You need to switch it up. But like my sister, she loved to dress up and she would switch it up all the time, and she did some really creative, wonderful costumes for herself. And I just was the same old thing every year because I didn't care, because Halloween's just not my thing. I just would get dressed up and go out with my friends just to be with my friends. But the rest of it just wasn't my thing. And so when I had my son, I didn't want to begrudge him any sort of fun for the holiday. I wanted him to have that same sort of experience. But as it turns out, even with us encouraging him and dressing him up as he was little, by the time he was about 10 or so, he no longer wanted to get dressed up and go out and trick or treat either. He got to the point where he said, "Mom, do you mind if you just buy me a bag of candy and I stay home?" And that was totally up his thing, and that's kind of the way I am, and it's funny that that's how he has turned out. But then he's moved away and he's gone to up north, to closer to where my niece lives, with the kids that love to dress up. And funny enough, now this last couple of years, he dresses up however they want. They have a theme, they do their thing, and he totally gets into it and dresses up and does the thing with them, and that's cool too. But I just think it's funny that we've gone for a full circle that way. I'm just going to do these stripy things in here like this because I want to keep some elements of that original pattern. So we're going to go with some stripes. But yeah, Halloween's just never really been our thing. And this year, of course, is who knows how many kids are going to be out in the neighborhood. We often just don't even bother opening the door. Most years in the past, I've had to work. So I've been, you know, ringing up the interestingly dressed adults, buying alcoholic beverages for the evening, and handing out candy to little kids from the cash register. That's been sort of my thing. But like, even when the cashiers are encouraged to wear a costume, my costume usually says, it's a t-shirt that says, "I don't do costumes." That's about as Halloween-y as I get. It's just not my thing. And I'm sorry if you are one of those people who just love it and it's the best thing ever. Don't hate me. It's just not my thing. Okay, that is sort of mushroom inspired. I don't think I want to do this between this part over here because I think that's going to distract from what I have going on in here. I'm just thinking. Do you hear me thinking? I'm thinking. Let me pick up my pencil and decide if there's something I want to do in here, though. Perhaps a bit of muka. That would look interesting in here. I want to fill that space with something. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some muka in there. I'm going to do it in the, am I going to do it in the brown? Am I going to do it in the black? Or am I going to do it in, what other PN pens do I have? I have a dark brown, or I have red. Red would be weird. Let's go with the dark brown. Let's change it up to the dark brown. You might not be able to tell it from the black. Something like that. Now in person, you can tell it from the black. On screen, it's kind of hard to tell. I like them when they go behind. I usually do the more curvy one. For some reason today, I'm feeling the more leafy looking one. I like these because they can be just whatever, wherever they end up is where they end up. That looks good. You know, I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. I'm good with this. On my previous ones, did I put the name of the, yeah, I did, of the inspiration? Can't remember now. Yes, okay. I'm going to decide which way it lives. I think it's going to live this way. And this is called Rota Mirrored and Mushroom. Now I'm going to erase very gently my grid and my guidelines. If you still kind of see them behind, that's okay, but I'm going to erase most of it. I use a kneaded eraser because I don't like eraser shavings. But I also know that a kneaded eraser doesn't work well if you draw really dark. If you really want to get rid of all your lines, you need a more robust eraser, but I like the kneaded eraser. Stick that over here on my desk and do a little bit of shading, I think. I think it needs just a touch of shading. need to sharpen my pencil. It's a little dull. Oh, I'm dropping pencil shavings all over the floor. Not my plan. My pencil sharpener must not have been quite closed all the way for the part that catches. Just going to do some coming out of here. Some here where they overlap. Oh, I didn't go this way. So anyway, guys, tell me your Halloween preferences. Are you a I love Halloween kind of person, or are you a I could take it or leave it kind of person, or are you a really I hate the holiday type of person? Now, I don't hate the holiday. I just could take it or leave it. Just whatever. It's not my thing. I'm going to start with that and see if I want shading in here or not. I haven't decided. I might not, or I might get out my color pencils or markers or something and put a color in there. Kind of depends on how this looks after I'm done shading. Okay, something like that. Do I want darker in here? Yeah, I think so. Let's use some colored pencil. Oh, I still didn't bring that other. Gosh darn it! I had it by the door too, to bring out here. The other packet of colored pencils. Okay, let me once again do a pencil sharpening. A little bit. I'm going to use a Prismacolor Rouge Tuscan. I think I want a little shadow right there. Okay, and then a little on the top here. We're going to make specific shading for that part. And then let's shade this. Like that. And then this one is going to be the same, where it's casting a shadow on the same side. Like that. And then these will cast a shadow going this way, I think. Like that. Something like that. That's kind of cool. And then I think I want a little bit here. Like that. And a little bit here. Like that. Perfect. I think that's just the right amount of color. Not too much, not too little, just right. All right, you guys have a great day. Hopefully you are enjoying your mid-November. You are preparing for Thanksgiving in the United States. If you are in Canada, you've already had your Thanksgiving. If you're in the UK, I guess you don't really do American Thanksgiving. That would be weird. But yeah, if you do celebrate Thanksgiving, I imagine that you are preparing, gearing up, going to the grocery store early, I hope, because, you know, if you wait until Wednesday before Thanksgiving, all the good meats and produce are gone, and you end up with the ugly frozen turkeys that nobody wants. You know, prepare ahead of time. Order your lovely fresh turkey from the butcher, the grocery store, so that it's ready to be picked up sometime during the week before Thanksgiving. That'll be like next week, huh? Okay. Just looking at the calendar, thinking out loud. I don't have a schedule yet for Thanksgiving week, and as soon as I do, we're gonna work out which family members are going into which house for Thanksgiving, because yes, we are going to have a Thanksgiving get-together with a limited number of people, not a huge number, but we are going to have one, because life is too short to stay completely confined to your house. Be safe, follow the health protocols. You know, wear your mask when you need to wear your mask. Wash your hands. That's the big one. Everybody just wash your dang hands. People don't wash their hands often enough. Anyways, if we've learned anything, we've learned that people don't wash their hands often enough. Wash your hands. Keep your hands out of your nose. Keep your hands out of your eyes. Keep your hands out of your mouth unless you've washed your hands first. Rant over. But, you know, we're going to do what we're going to do and have a small family gathering. But we don't know where and we don't know what day, because I don't know if I'm working on Thanksgiving Day yet. So there's that. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.